Hello, Ted and Michelle. You guys are our 2011 Dancing with the Rogue Valley Stars champions. So good to have you on this Zoom. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing really good. 9 years old.
Yeah. Ted, thanks for taking a break from your line of orthodontic patients to chat with us for a little while.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
You know, the one thing I think that sticks out to everybody when we think back on the 2011 show is obviously your winning number, but your impressive Kevin Bacon imitation on Footloose. That was incredible. So whose idea was it to do that song? Did you know right away you were going to do that song, or Michelle, did that come from you?
It wasn't even the dance we were going to do. We kind of talked about different dances, maybe doing samba, and then the change of dance was from Ted. He wanted to do something a little different, and then June said, well, if we're going to do swing, let's do Footloose. So, and then we mixed it with a couple other versions of the Footloose.
Yeah, it was actually,
that's how that kind of came about.
My wife, Christy, was talking with Jane, and she said, and it was Christy that said, you ought to do Footloose. And she was like, do the new version of Footloose. And I was like, I'm there. And that's when she said, let's do disco, right? She was like, disco, you can do whatever you want. I found out very quickly, I do not have the hips or any of the swivel for samba. That is not the dance for me. Michelle's like, let's do it. I'm all, no, I cannot do that dance.
That's what you started off with, was the samba, and then you switched to disco?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it paid off. It was a good choice. And you even got the burgundy suit jacket. I mean, you matched, dude. And I remember you coming down toward the audience, you're like, and then you did the whole thing. Dude, it was like, did you study the movie? Or
did I ever?
Choreography?
I had a dental emergencies course that I had to take, and it was on a Friday, and a lot of it's just general dentistry. As an orthodontist, you don't have much to do with that meeting. So I literally sat there for 4 hours trying to get that last shimmy down where he comes forward, and I sat there mentally just thinking of all the moves. And thank heavens I had that course. It allowed me time to really focus on that and not the emergencies I never have.
If they only knew, right? They're like,
if they only knew.
He's really into this course. No, he's practicing his dance moves in his head. You know, anyone that's danced on that North Medford High School stage knows that it is not the most it's not the nicest stage around. I mean, it's splintered, it's sticky in places. I mean, we do a lot of prep every year to try to get that thing in shape for people to dance, but you did a full-on double knee slide from one part of the stage to the other. Did you walk away with splinters in your kneecaps?
Oh yeah, my pants were done. They were toast. And didn't Jane do didn't she do something? She put something on my pants so that I would slide better. Didn't she have something there, Michelle?
Yeah, I think what we did is we had you wear knee pads, and then we had to put shoe wax on your knees because they were gonna get burned anyway. So they were just shots. So yeah, you slid like you would if you put shoe wax on.
Yeah, June was the queen of that. June had a lot of those great ideas.
Tricks of the trade. That's you pick up a lot of them, I guess, when you're like the dance mom of the whole valley, you know. She sounded like she had a lot of tricks. That was funny. It was awesome. It made the dance. I mean, the crowd went wild. I still remember, I think people had like huge signs, and we had to like tell people to put their signs down so people could see. You know, it just, the crowd was going nuts for you. And I remember talking to you before, you know, when I was trying to like twist your arm to be in the show, although it didn't take much twisting. You signed on pretty easily. But you had told me that you had done previously for some event the full-on Napoleon Dynamite routine at the end of the movie. You did that?
Yeah, I did.
So is there video anywhere that we can see of that? Is that on YouTube anywhere?
It is hidden to the mists of time. Yes, no. It is safely obscured so I can brag about it. I was perfect.
Oh, I bet, man. You're depriving the world from seeing this. And anybody that has you.
Imagine.
Oh, what was that, Tina?
I can't even imagine, because I was super impressed with the Kevin Bacon impression and was like, I can't hold still watching this. I need to get up and dance as well. If I were to see Napoleon Dynamite, like, That would be something else.
Yeah. They have a move in the Napoleon dance called the deli grab.
Yes, yes.
They've got all these names for his moves, and they're pretty funny names.
And the look
If
on
we
the
had only
face.
known back then.
Did you have the fro and everything? In the moon
Oh,
boots?
the fro, the suit, the moon boots. It was awesome.
That's so cool. Well, anybody that has you as an orthodontist, they know that you're quite the character. I mean, you're kind of known for every year you come out with like the Christmas card of all Christmas cards, and you're always dressed up in something or playing some character along with your staff. And so I think this was like custom made for you to do.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. We just finished our
You know-
Christmas card for this year, and we're so glad it's done. It's always a big creative,
Yeah.
big thing. So it's we're glad it's done.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was one thing that I just appreciate so much about you, Dr. Bennion, is your heart for the community, and you add such a fun playfulness of, you know, you can walk into your office there and there's always the pumpkin contest and all these different contests. Not only do you bring fun into your work environment and make it a fun experience for your clients, but you give so much back to our community across the board. And you're just incredible. And I am so grateful for your heart in our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've got great staff. I've been really blessed. I've got great patients, and I'm lucky to do what I do, and I feel grateful every day. It's a blessing.
Well, and going back to 2011, you had a great partner too. We were just, we did one of these interviews with Michelle and Troy Kelly, who was her partner from 2010, the year before you. And we were saying, Michelle, you're like the only cast person in the history of Dancing with the Stars to have 2 championship wins. And so, I mean, gosh, you got to be thankful for that, right? To have a partner of that caliber.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. 2 years in a row, and then you feel like, you know, you didn't do it the following year. You can let some others win and take a break.
You're so kind, Michelle.
Yeah. I have a trophy for each hand. Let somebody else win, you know, this time. So
I was so grateful when I found out that I had Michelle, you know, young, energetic, and she won the previous year. I'm like, this is awesome. It was perfect. I was very excited.
Yes. Fantastic.
You got me for a high price.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a high price.
I keep telling her, and after this pandemic's over, we may come back and have her, you know, join the family again and be part of another show. So we'll have to talk about that.
Go, Michelle.
So Ted, I want to talk to you. It's been really special on the Sparrow Club side of things. You know, as some people know, about 3 years ago, we did this little experiment, and we ventured into the state of Arizona. And we have a little bit of activity going, and it was just so uncanny. The timing it's still kind of like a miracle that it happened this way. But I remember I was in your office for a checkup, and I was heading down to Arizona the next day, but nobody knew that. And I'm sitting there in your chair, and you said, "Hey, Matt, I've been meaning to ask you, do you have any Sparrow Clubs activity happening down in Arizona?" And I said, "You know, it's funny you should mention that, because I'm going down there tomorrow, because we partnered with this coffee company, BlackRock, and they're helping us get into Arizona. What do you got in mind?" And you said, "Well, I have an extended relative that's having some difficulties with one of their children." And I said, "Well, what area do they live in?" And you said, you called me back and you said, "Well, they live in Gilbert." I said, "You're kidding me. Gilbert and Chandler are the areas that we're going to." And so from that conversation, 2 days later, I'm in the living room of your niece and her family, the Nelsons, and I'm learning about Brindley and all their kids, and I'm falling in love with this family. They end up being our very first Sparrow family of Arizona, and it was all because of a connection that you brought to the table. Amazing.
It's amazing how Sparrow brought so many things together. You know, I mean, it blew me away. All of us just kind of, you could see the hand of God in all of it, you know, and I just was, you know, the fact that I had been thinking about it, and you came that day, and it just came to my mind. Yes, this is it. And they had such a need to get the van that could lift her as she was getting bigger. And you guys, it was just a miracle, truly a miracle. It was great to be a part of that.
But it was such a gift to our organization because they were the perfect family to launch what we do in another area. I mean, they were so involved and so happy to just come out and make visits and make appearances and give us video and photos. I mean, they were just the perfect family to work with when we expanding into that new area. So it was meant to be.
Oh.
It was so neat. So it's just, I love it when that kind of stuff happens. And
every aspect.
Yeah.
To borrow a phrase from the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together.
I like it that you referenced the A-Team, one of my childhood
80s
shows. Yes, sir. We can leave the movie remake and just stick with the TV show.
TV series. It was good.
So obviously, we're giving every team, we're talking to them about this. We can't have a live show this year for obvious reasons. So we can't make money for Sparrow Clubs by selling tickets and doing some of the fun things that we do at the live event. But one thing we are doing is we're asking the community to support the show, to support Sparrow Clubs by voting for their favorite team with their dollars. So every dollar donated to Sparrow Clubs is worth a vote for the team of the donor's choice. So people can text the word RV Stars to 41444 with their smartphone, and it'll take them to an interface, and they can make their donation. They can choose their favorite team. All the money supports Southern Oregon Sparrow Clubs. What would you guys like to say, if anything, to beg, to persuade, to convince people, to encourage people to vote for you when they make their donation?
Michelle, hit it.
She's done this once. Let's see what you say.
I think that, throughout this interview, everyone should be able to hear what a wonderful organization that you guys have and where it goes to help, the community and the children in need, and not just here, as well as in Arizona and other places. So you can't go wrong by spending a little bit of time to vote and put money to some team to help the Sparrows Club. And what better way to vote than 2011 winners?
Well said. Well said.
Well, if I have any patients or other dentists watching, please vote for me. Don't make me a loser. Make Michelle a winner. Make me a winner. We need winners.
A trilogy. It's on you. Our trilogy.
I love it. I kind of put Michelle in a tough spot because she has to she's like splitting her allegiances because she has two champs. And so she's like, So yeah, good answer. I put you on the spot and you came through. So well done.
As usual, she performs well. Great performer.
Well, you guys, it's such a pleasure having.
I have one story to tell, Matt.
Oh, please do. Yeah, I'm all cut off. Tell the story. Yeah.
So we had the run through the night before, and everybody got up and did their dance. We had time to do your dance one time. I don't know if you remember this, Michelle, but I had practiced literally for the previous 3 months. And my daughter, who was in a lot of plays, she learned the part of Michelle, the female part. And we practiced for literally about an hour every night for 3 months. It was a great time to spend with my daughter. We drew really close as we did this. And I had to practice getting more flexible to do my jazz splits. And we did tons of practicing. We get there the night before, and I had this thing down, and I go to get up on the stage, and the stage faces south. And I found out I'm very directionally oriented. So I had always practiced facing a different direction than south. So I get out there that night, and I can't remember. I get started. I get messed up. I can't remember. After 10 seconds, I'm off of the dance routine. And everybody's going, just pick it up from there. And I'm going, I don't have a there. I've memorized this as one loop. That's all I've got is this loop. I can't just pick it up in a section and go ahead and finish it. And I just literally stood there for the rest of the time going, I got nothing. And poor Michelle is like, he's got nothing. After all this time, he doesn't know the dance routine. So we get done that night. And do you remember that, Michelle, me screwing up and not being able to do it that night?
I kind of forgot, but now that you mention it, I remember wondering, what's he going to do on the showtime?
She blocked it out. She blocked it out. It was traumatic.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we get in, so we walk off the stage, and no one, all the other contestants who were so warm and wonderful and friendly, they were awesome. they would not look me in the eye. They're like, ooh, ugh.
Oh.
he
no.
is, oh baby. So I'm walking off like, oh man. And I spent probably 2 hours that night of facing south and practicing with my daughter again and again so that we could come out and do it the next day. And it worked. But man, that's probably one of the most nervous, crazy moments of my life is not being able to do it and knowing I'd have to perform in front of people the next day. I was so grateful that we nailed it the next day. But Michelle was so wonderful in making me feel comfortable. She'd been out there for so many times, and you know, it was just easy doing it with her. You were awesome, Michelle.
Ted, that's the stuff that nightmares are made out of right there. I mean, that's the equivalent of like dreaming you have a test that you don't even know where your classroom is, that you have to take the test, or like you're at school and you don't have pants on or something. I mean, that's that kind of like, ooh, that would, oh my gosh, I didn't know you went through that. You would have never known it based on 24 hours later, you guys killing it on stage and just winning the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I admit that. I still, on occasion, I have a nightmare that I'm up there and I can't remember.
That's probably why he asked, are you wanting us to dance this year? Then I'll speak to you.
Yeah, it was funny when we were gathering all this up. You know, it took us. We took some time to figure out what can we do, because we were holding out hope that we were going to be able to do a live show, and it just, writing was on the wall. You know, and at one point we just said, okay, we got to do like a look back. And so I'm contacting all the stars and partners, and almost every single one is, wait, you're not wanting me to redo our dance, are you? You have to, I mean, there's that panic, and I'm like, no, that hard work's already done. We have footage. You're like, oh, okay, we'll talk to you. Yes. Yeah. That would be a difficult challenge, asking everybody to relearn their dance that they did from all those years ago. So yeah. Well, what an awesome experience, and just people like you make this thing so much fun. Keenan and I miss the live elements of this so much. It's like a highlight of our year, and it's because we get to meet people like you guys and interact with you and be part of your lives and your family's lives for about 10 weeks, you know, and it's just a lot of fun. So thank you again for always supporting Sparrow Clubs, Ted and Michelle, you as well, and just for everything that you guys do in the community and for the community. You're the type of people that make this community what it is. So thank you. And
You're very welcome.
We will be in touch, and good luck. Somebody's gonna win first, second, and third place for the People's Choice, and it might be you. So
come on.
All right.
Yay, let's go, Bennion.
Team Bennion.
Take care, guys.
Okay, you too. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bye, nice to see you too.